guys, welcome back to All Things Outdoors. And today we're out here on the shores of the Chesapeake Bay on this wonderful windy day. And also, please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and be sure to put that down in the comments below, seeing that you did that for a shout out. Without further ado, let's get started. And also, a little bit of news: we actually broke 100 subscribers a couple days ago, so keep the subscriber count growing, because I really want to help grow my channel so we can reach more people. Anyway, here we have the Mimosa Tree, which is it's now late summer. It's August, almost. Well, actually, no, it's not August. It's September. Still stuck in August. Kind of miss August, though. Yeah, it is now September, so we're out here in the on the shores, and just look at the leaves on this thing. They have grown so huge. Absolutely beautiful. We'll take one to show you guys. Just one that's by itself. Isn't that pretty? It's like a little fern. I don't know of any tree that has leaves this pretty. It's hard to film in the wind. We'll see if we can go somewhere where we won't get blasted by the wind. Let's try behind this post here. Yeah, there we go. We don't have much wind here. As you can see, well, we have a little bit, but it's not as bad. As you can see pretty clearly. Look at how pretty that leaf is. So beautiful. I don't know a tree more beautiful than the Mimosa Tree. So pretty. It's like a fern. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to plant one of these. And I have one growing in my backyard, but I'm going to move it. It's not really doing very well where I planted it. So I'm gonna move it. But just look at that leaf. It's so pretty. And the whole tree is covered in them. So beautiful. I don't know a tree that is this beautiful other than this tree. And it's so pretty, especially in the early summer when you got all the lovely, oh no, they cut down all the trees here. We'll have to, it's terrible. They keep clearing this off, but they shouldn't do that, because it's really making the erosion a lot worse here. So now everything's just gonna run off onto the beach. Look at how big the waves are. Yeah, so they actually cut a branch here. So we'll show you guys. See how they cut that branch up there, and they cut another one here. Well, this one here is now a 10-foot long branch. It just grew only in this year. How about that? A new branch in a 10-foot branch in 1 year. Like, look at this. This is absolutely crazy, and it's still growing. Look at that. Look at all these wiry leaves. You can see it's growing very fast. And right now it looks kind of ugly, you might think, but it'll look better next year. You can see how long it is. We'll go up the stairs a little bit. Just look at how long it is. It goes from there all the way up. Pretty big. And just look at that leaf. Still so beautiful. Now it looks like it's starting to close up. It's interesting. The other ones are all still seem to be wide open, which is good. But it looks like these ones are closing up because they're getting jostled by the wind. And it looks like this tree branch here is just trying to grow as fast as it can before winter. I bet this tree knows that winter is coming before we know it. Yeah, because look how big some of these leaves are. We'll pick one off to show you. Look at how big that is. It's like a foot long. So it's really just trying to grow as big as possible. As you can pretty clearly see, it's just growing. Like, it's just growing to get to the end of the, get to grow as fast as it can. And we got more branches coming out here. We got one there. Got a whole bunch coming out there. You have this lovely wax myrtle here. Yeah, this is just incredible how fast these trees are growing. That is a beautiful leaf that we picked. I love that. It's so pretty. Yeah, let me know if you guys have a mimosa tree in your guys' yard. Let me know down in the comments. I'm really interested to hear, actually, because I want to know how many people actually have these guys in mimosa trees, because they are incredible trees. Well, look at that. We've got little mimosa trees growing down there everywhere. There's so many of them. And I see a bigger sapling there, so maybe this winter we'll actually get some of these saplings so we can show you guys how to plant them, because they're a pretty extraordinary tree. They're very easy to grow. They don't take much. All they need is some sun and a little bit of water. They're quite drought tolerant as well. And they can definitely tolerate cold temperatures, which is kind of interesting, because you would think that this tree would be more of a tropical tree, because it looks very tropical, doesn't isn't it? This looks like a tropical tree with all, it looks like it grows in the tropics with all its feathery big leaves, with all its big leaves, and they're all feathery. It's not, it looks like it's not meant for this, but it is really a tough tree. And it's resistant to most pests and diseases, so it's very easy to grow. It looks like we got all sorts of little seedlings going on down there, so I'm excited to see how those will grow. And you may be thinking, oh no, it's an invasive species. Well, I mean, it can be if it's growing in like an old field, like then you just go crazy. But like here, this is very well managed to make sure, this tree here, it's very well managed to make sure we can have all its benefits of its beauty and lovely branches without the drawbacks that it can come with. So it's just a wonderful tree, you know, in general. And I really love it. So pretty. Just beautiful. And I think I might take this leaf with, oh, look at that. See that? The leaf is starting to close up. That's because we took it. Yeah. Well, I hate to kill it, but we're going to put it down here. You may be wondering, oh, why would you get rid of such a beautiful leaf? And I don't want to get rid of it, but it's going to die in a day or two anyway. But what we're doing there is now we're actually benefiting the whole entire tree, because now that leaf will biodegrade and become part of the soil and help feed the tree. But yeah, now we're going to move on down that way, show you some of the other cool plants growing down here, and we'll see if there's even mimosa saplings growing down here. Oh, there are. Look at that. I see one. There's one right there, so you can see, brand new tree, and there's a whole bunch of them right there. Looks like they actually cut down a mimosa tree here, because I know there was two of them. So they cut down one of them, it looks like, and now it's all growing back again. Look at that. And those will all be huge branches within within about next year. They'll all be about an inch thick, like those ones that they cut off. We'll have to make sure they don't cut it again. We'll probably report it or something, because that's not okay that they're doing that. Oh, and I hate these. These are the worst. See them? The little spiky balls on that grass. I hate those. They always, and they stick to your feet. Like if you step on them, they stick to your feet, and they're spiky, and they're hard to remove because they're so spiky. They're really not a pleasant plant. I wish if they wanted to get rid of plants down here, get rid of that, because I don't want those. Got some mugwort growing down here. Don't know what happened. Some of it looks like they might have cut it or something like that. I don't know. And some of the things are just over trimming and stuff. Very nice day out though. Here you have a desert false indigo bush that they cut, and I'm not happy at all about this, about the fact that they cut it. But as you can see, it will not be long before it is a giant bush again, because look at how much it's growing. Look at all these new leaves. And it's so wonderful to see it regrow after they cut it when they weren't supposed to. So we'll definitely report all this stuff so that they don't do it again. And we have another one here that they cut, so that'll get reported. Because they shouldn't be, they're not allowed to do that. Like, it's actually illegal to chop and cut bushes and shrubs and trees and stuff. So that'll definitely all get reported. Oh, and here we have a lovely evening primrose, which it looks like they tried to cut here. As you can see, that looks kind of like it was cut there and down at the very bottom, but luckily it regrew, and now we have a lovely shrub out of it. And the same thing with this one. Very pretty shrub, very pretty. Love the evening primrose. It's a lovely species. So much good for the environment. Look at how pretty it is. It looks like a bush, doesn't it? This one doesn't look as good because it's getting constantly battered by the salt spray, but when they're not in these rough conditions, they look very nice. If you grow them in like a garden or something. And it looks like they painted this. I don't know why. I wonder if they're going to cut it or something, but it'll regrow. As you can see, it's got its little seed pods. It's called the cockleburr. also had done oh my gosh, it's heavy. It's made out of that wood plastic composite for some reason. I don't know why. Should have made it out of regular wood. Looks like they got a fire pit here. It's new. Some lovely milkweed growing, which unfortunately they cut earlier in the spring, so now it's really having a hard time. It was not able to flower, but next year it will, because we're going to report it. Same thing over here. You can see where they actually cut all the stems off. See them right there? And they're kind of all buried underneath this grass here. Just invading, kind of. It will go a little bit down. Looks like we're having a bit of a sunset. Almost. Probably almost time for the sun to go down. It's very, very windy today. And I'll probably come down here tomorrow. Maybe to film a video or something, I don't know. You can see all these wonderful green plants. They're so pretty. And they cut, actually they didn't cut anything here. They need to cut this grass. Grass is actually invasive. It's like someone put a log here and a bunch of new driftwood. Maybe we'll come out here sometime and just show you how to collect good driftwood. And here, this is what I'm really mad about. They cut down a perfectly healthy evening primrose. And you can see where they cut it. And we're going to report that for sure, because this is not acceptable. I actually discovered this a couple of days ago. A couple weeks ago now. Probably about like 3 weeks ago. Discovered it. How they cut it. They shouldn't have done that. But we'll have new ones next year because it is a perennial. And there's another one here that we'll cut, but we're not going to go any further anyway because we already basically showed you everything that I wanted to show you. So, yeah. Anyways, that's going to be about all for today's video. So once again, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Be sure to put that down in the comments below saying that you did that for a shout out. We will see you guys on the next adventure.